is shut down
Oh dear,
for
Yogi.
renovation
Laundry room is done.
because some homeless people were like sleeping in there.
And so we tore down.
Disaster. Now I can't do laundry. Thanks.
We're tearing down the.
See you later.
Um, just straight up tearing down the first oil area. Probably going to take the cargo ship out too. This is not as efficient. I have to figure out exactly what I want to do. Okay, I have two saltwater pumps here that are just straight doing nothing. I think there was a purpose. That purpose is now superfluous. Maybe. Yeah, this is our first refinery. But I don't think the chlorine's actually getting used for anything anymore. No. So let's just pull this back. And just know that I have it obtainable. It's just not gonna do that. This has nothing going through it anymore. Oh, it was producing sour water. Okay. Alright. But you're really not going to be producing any sour water, are you? Coal should really be inside of here. We need some music. Oh, what's this one? Sawdade. That's funny. I appreciate that. Sade is a singer. This person used a $sign and made a riff of the name. That's pretty good. Those are two water pipes, right? So water pipes stay. They might have to be realigned, but they are staying. This is naphtha, which I'm legitimately unsure. There's supposed to be naphtha coming in here. That's never happening, right? Yeah, that's supposed to be... These are both leaving, so there's no naphtha, so... See ya, this all can go. I normally would just like delete all of it, but I'm just a little bit concerned because I know that these guys are still running, and I do need this acid. Probably don't, to be honest. But I do have water running through here. I don't want to make everything stop. I'd rather just fix what actually has stuff flowing through it. Like this should have naphtha, and it does not. Good chance this just gets torn down though. Because we made a new rubber maker over here. It's got 4. But it's also at a poorer location. But it has access to naphtha without me having to really mess with it. I'm honestly actually not even sure where the naphtha comes in. It comes in over here. Yeah, there's so much naphtha that... In fact, this is probably where the naphtha needs to be cut in. If we're really going to keep that working... But there's also naphtha. There's this right here. You could just remove it. We have like the most construction materials we've ever had. Oh dear. What is this? This is fuel oil coming from something. Something is moving fuel oil here still? No. It's telling me that. I don't think there's any fuel oil coming in. Because it would have been coming from this wing. It's not. It's nothing. Nothing there. So this is toast. Yep. This was going somewhere. There's still fuel oil in it. But that's it for that. I've almost deleted all of it. So. Since we last left our heroes, we did get microchips sorted. We do have a level 5 lab. We're not necessarily waiting on Arc Furnace, but the game will change once Arc Furnace is moving. Hey, Gabriel. Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. Enjoy TFF. I'm just. I was awake. Can't fall back asleep. Huh. I figured if I'm playing this anyways. Apparently, there's a wonderful sign at TFF. Sign is interesting. This is just to be deleted. See ya. Someday. I'm getting pretty much down to just the where this heavy oil was. This is of any use. Yeah, this is all. This is from the distiller. That's all she wrote for that. Oh, nothing else here. Give me that back. So I'm gonna have this nice little area to do something, and I don't quite know what that is yet. Can we get dirt dumped in here? Anybody want to dump some dirt in here? We probably could get 2 more farms in here. It'd be okay. How is this getting backed up? I don't have enough teraflops to even consider running a second lab yet. We need to get the server room together. This is water. Looks like it's storage for ammonia. Apparently it's still running. Yeah. Huh? Or is it just looping it back? I don't see any other inputs, so I'm going to go with it. There's no other ammonia source here. These guys don't need ammonia. It just looks like it's attached to a flare. There's just ammonia going in a circle. Just gonna remove it. Where the heck's this water coming from? Is this just water that's being this water is just being recirculated? This is just being pushed through. This is also water that's just merely being pushed through. Man, level 2 pipes. Level 1 pipe is still here. Alright, I think the emergency oil can be torn down now. It's just crude. This is crude being pumped in. Going all the way back. Oh, it was actually going into something. Okay. Gone.
Never too busy. I'm never too busy for you, babe. Never too busy. No.
Whoa, they flattened that out? Well, I guess keep flattening out the sand. Burning through the sand that we have. Well, this one we're out of iron here. There's a very tiny, let's make sure we get it all. A very tiny amount right here. Oh, don't go 17. Go 16. Put 1 in here. There really isn't a lot left before we just start causing the mine to cave in. We can get this in before it starts getting dangerous. I don't want it to have it collapse all this. If there's like one scoop. If I can get these big ones, I'd be pretty happy. But again, I don't want to risk causing the mine to collapse. I think it's 11, 6, 1. I think I'd be mostly okay. That far away. But I think this starts to get a bit dangerous. Something like that is close to safety. It may not be safety, but it's close. We have run out of maintenance we want. How? Oh, because the iron stopped. Yeah, get more iron, please. We should be burning both. We should have started this other iron mine now. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna make sure it's actually started at this point. Alright. Am I really running? These labs are still running. Give my workers back, jeez. Not a lot left there. So that's the concern here, is that there's so little left that they're gonna tap it, and then that's kind of gonna be it. Like that scoop has so little. So little. Alright, they're moving over here. How bad is this? I think the first thing is this is going to get threatened. But I can just remove this and then just connect it directly. I may as well do it. I can do this, and then that kind of gets it away from so now there's not an issue. Okay, we'll split. There's no steel, so that means there's no iron. Yeah, where is this steel? It's definitely this. This belt is empty. Yep, we're just short iron. The iron must flow. Now it's flowing. It's just got to catch up. See this? It's got to catch up. Good that we're low on maintenance one. It's a real game changer once this arc furnace gets discovered. It's such a paradigm shift that we probably tear down or build a new place to build plate and ores. It's entirely plausible this whole thing gets torn down. I like what I do with the glass. Alright, with maintenance down, I can't imagine it being down too long. I kind of just need the steel to start flowing there. Fix the problem. I don't understand, where is this 2500 steel then? Like, if this isn't right... Oh, is it just this? I just refeed it back in. What do these do again? Oh, they make the... We just don't even need that because we can't produce lab equipment 4 fast enough, so we really only need one, right? 6 to 6, 6, 12 to 6, so one of these needs to run, but that's once we run out of lab equipment 3. It's like these can all pause, they don't need to run anymore. It stays on gears. one running. So we need to make about 2 of these run a month. But if 4 of them are running, well, we should start regaining maintenance now. So over a little bit of time, basically all of our trucks are going to stop running if we don't get them running. Now there should be enough maintenance. There's enough iron. Iron in the hopper. That's where all the action is. As long as these 4 are running, our maintenance will come off of 0 pretty quickly, because we'll make almost 2,000 a month, right? Now there's actually a backup of them. That's good. When I mapped this all out, I was like, as long as there's enough, should be okay. We're still running out though. That's not good. I don't quite understand why we're running out. It says this is the max that we use. If that's the case, then we should never be running out. It may help when they're like actually running full time though. Now, once it starts to back up, I will just do this. I swear this number lies. Or it just takes a really long time to recover. But if it says that's the global need, then two should be enough, right? Oh, you know what it is? It's because a whole month didn't run. That's why. Well, now we have more than 0 maintenance. Let's see if they can solve it from there. Otherwise, there will have to be more maintenance buildings put up. How am I losing Unity? Oh, because I just turned that on. Okay. This guy. I think we're okay. I still think we're okay. We're like 1 away from this being catastrophically bad. Really not a lot left here. This thing I need is a full-on cave-in from... Like, the amount of iron here... Yeah, I'd like to clean it all out, right? But there's very little iron here. Truck cannot reach destination. What is your destination? You're trying to manually pick up gold scrap from... They're trying to deliver gold scrap. Okay. Yeah, gold scrap's gotta end up in one of these, huh? There needs to be a priority. Here. Okay. I guess the question is, how much gold scrap is there? 20. Okay, we don't have a lot of gold scrap, so let's just put a container here. As long as a truck can get in here, right? Okay, there goes. Oh. we are going to remove this. What actually needs to happen here is it's gonna get weird. It's gonna get really weird. So they kind of don't have a very intelligent. See how we kind of wedged this all in here? This is now an actual mistake. What I might be able to do is bring this back this way. Okay, I got that over. The only issue is yes, I can still get in there. Kinda. How are we getting in here is a really good question. Can I just get in this way? No. Nope. Yeah. Industry. Hey, Shanby. That's right. I have to think about this situation. Made a big error. I think honestly the big error is that we can maybe find another way to get this in here that isn't like this. It's kind of not good. Maybe now I can get this guy in here, so he's taken care of. And this guy can get in. Some way I can get him in. Alright, so I've resolved this part. Which now lets me get a priority input on the gold scrap. So our scrapped gold can get in. So I just don't know how else it's ever getting in there. And so I can look at this. What have I done? This is so bad. I got in? Now all I gotta do is get in over here. I'm not sure we can do that very easily. Very close to just move it. If I could just move this. Let's impart this pipe, and just everything going on here is just too tight. Heat it up. All we have to do is manage to get this connected here. And at this point, I think we just move this away. Move it here, and then it's not a problem. I'm just going to move this. Delete what I did here. Great. So the whole reason I have to change this is because gold scrap started coming in. I didn't plan for it. So it caused the whole crunch here. Very crunchy. So this does not need to be crazy go nuts anymore. So what has to happen is all these gold ore concentrates have to synchronize their watches, connect to one another. And the gold scrap then comes out. We just want to prioritize the gold scrap coming in. And the other thing is I just need to make sure the sand is connected. So yeah, this is turning into a belting mess, but it's okay. But now this truck can now reach its destination, which is to never, ever, ever deliver. This truck will soon find out that he's all set. Alright, truck. Oh, the sand, we can't get the sand in? Uh-oh. Wait. Can't you get the sand in now? Are you trying to deliver sand? Because that's definitely not happening. Okay. Yeah, I wish by default, I think there's a way to set it, but by default I don't want them ever delivering to these. Alright, problem solved. And there's a here comes the gold scrap. So what happens here is that this has a priority input set. So it's gonna, if there was a backup of gold ore concentrate, this would go in front of it. Always. That's it. And getting the arc furnace is probably a good stopping point, because that's going to change so much. I'm not even sure we need this bridge anymore. So arc furnace is a major shift in the game, because it's going to make us think about how we want to do everything from now on. So arc furnace unlocks all of these special recipes that are much more space conservationist. Now, one problem with the arc furnace is it does require teraflops, but that's why we're also going to get the data center while we're kind of designing our whole new thing. We also need purple construction for it. It does not require red maintenance, though. That's a big thing. But these basically run at double the speed of the current furnace that we have. They produce double, and they also produce steam, which really changes everything for us. Because the prior one doesn't really do any of that. This is the prior one. We get slag instead of steam. I think we still get the slag. Don't we get the slag? We actually get even more slag. Well, we get a little bit less. We get 6 less slag, 33% less. We get 18 instead. We should get 24, so we'll get 75%. Then we get some free water. Free water is nice. But really, what I would like to do is just have the size of what is happening here, or keep it the same size and just get double the resources. So that's kind of what's next in the plans. We really can't go much deeper without threatening everything here. I don't think anything gets delivered here. Give me my stuff back. Oh, they're full. Keep going. Just keep going. We're still in the process of filling this in. We're getting pretty close, though. At some point here, we want to continue. We want to dump enough in here to where this all fills up, basically. I can probably be pretty close, right? The game just let me do it. We can actually do it. Just level the terrain to 2. It's really the goal here. Probably need to assign a excavator here at some point. Should have one available. Try to put one on this, see if I can get it fixed. Why is it not reachable? Weird. Okay, not as weird. Yeah, I'm pretty close to closing this mine. How are we doing over here with deleted stuff? Yeah, it doesn't have any naphtha or anything coming in. Nothing. There's nothing coming in. Wasted space. This is from the first oil refinery, hence the title. What was in this pipe? Oh, steam. Neat. It is a water pipe. I believe goes under this pipe. This was some off chemical. This one's still in use, so. Hey, Quaxum. You're unlocking the arc furnace. We're about finished. New Haven's first iron mine. We're going to be closing down the mine. Might take a little bit though. We might not get that done today. This is basically as close as these guys should get and no further. So they're very close to collapsing the wall. You lay a whole lot of love on me. There's not really a lot of... See, all these ticks are iron. Trying to not waste it, because after this and the next mine that's over here, once this is all gone, everything we use has to be imported by boat. Boat. And that's it. Maybe we can get away with one more. Why can't we reach the destination? Well, you're trying to deliver naphtha somewhere. That's not happening. Don't even try. Do not deliver naphtha. Put it back in the tank where you got it from. Thank you. Man, this is original piping when we started. These level 1 pipes. West Mifflin, PA. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is it also as rainy? Hi, Grove. Cloud effect. Look at that. Why play Factorino when you can play this? Look at that. There's a look at the whole island in the fog. You can see that there's like 7 trees left that. There's a handful, actually. These are just going to fall down. These are all going to fall down when the mining happens. This is our curated forest. Whenever that sapling message comes up, it's from these farms because we have thousands of saplings. I might pause one, save me the workers. The sand dunes, we've mined those out. Wow, there's a point in this game where we actually have to start getting quartz, too. Oh, good. These dump trucks are actually coming in. So the goal here is to level... This was the original coal mine. What I would like to do is fill it in. Fill it in completely, because I think it's easier to fill this in than to continue to expand into the ocean. But as you can see, that is still a plan, because I want to get as much of this straight line coastline as I can, because the coastline... Oh, this game's art. They're adding... April 5th, it's over. This game is going to have a map editor, and now you can just play this instead of like any game like this ever again. But no, I mean, I got it when it originally came out, and I felt it had enough. They've since added hydrogen fuel for super late game to change diesel into hydrogen fuel. It actually has a realistic... There's no modding yet. That's I think a more of a long-term plan. Like you can't just remod the whole game. but it's just so much more complex and more puzzly than Factorino. But these solar panels, look at how big they are, okay? Imagine if I need about 30 of these, maybe more, to take up, like, one lowly generator. I did the math, and basically my solar panels would take up about half of this entire island, plus the resources to build them would be insane. And that would make it so I don't need to use them for fuel. As opposed to what happens in Factorino, where you just build thousands upon thousands of solar panels to avoid using coal later on. Whereas in this game... Does this game have a slag dump? Yes. I have various slag dumps. So there's recipes for slag. So one thing you can use slag for is to I'm just dumping it right in the ocean, or using it to levels, like, you know, for terrain. You can dump basically whatever you want on the terrain, but if you want it later, you'd have to actually dig it up, which is obviously cost consuming because the only way to dig stuff up off of the ground is using excavators. Ooh, this one seems cool. Eternal Aquarium, a vaporwave ambient journey. Alternate skies. Now it really is. What's up? Oh dear. But no, so you get slag. So slag has a few uses. The primary use that we've set up early on was a lot of the slag gets delivered to here. You notice there's an overflow here that trucks will come and pick up and go throw in the other dump sites. But it goes through the grinder to make crushed slag. It's the only recipe for slag is to make crushed slag. And then the only recipe for crushed slag, besides, hey, you can dump this somewhere, is to make concrete slabs with cement and some version of sand. It is the Pennsylvania simulator, thank you. It is my amusement park. This is interesting. This is backing up pretty bad. Oh, it's the rock. Yeah. Not Dwayne Johnson, just rocks. But yeah, so the other, you can see we've actually built a landmass primarily out of rock and slag here with a, you can essentially with this little, not geodesic, this little mosaic that is built. Really? That's kind of cool. But yeah, so this is, so the original part of the game, that better not be garbage. Oh no, garbage ended up in here. That's got to be fixed. The garbage needs to go away. This isn't really going to cause health issues, but I don't want to build on that. Man. Alright. That's not too close to the coast, but that garbage needs to get removed. Somewhere at some point somebody thought dumping garbage was cool. Like if you look carefully, it's like garbage. Little texture of garbage. This is a very small amount of garbage, it's like 60 garbage. At some point, the game thought it was cool to dump garbage when I don't have that set, but it's probably a filter I didn't have set somewhere. Because here, it's probably very, very West Mifflin. We just burn all of our garbage. Look at that. Get it right in there. Get right in that smog. Get artifacting with the graphics because we're burning all of it. Surprisingly, despite doubling the population, we haven't seemed to create a waste problem yet. I just built more burners. East Liverpool, Ohio. Well, the winds take it all away. But probably the reason that we have like no water pollution. The water's really nice, but our air pollution's pretty bad. We will fix that, but we're not quite there yet. It costs a lot of people. We have to use, where is it? The exhaust scrubber. There. So we have to use this exhaust scrubber in order to get. We actually get sulfur from it, which is quite useful, but it costs us water. We get low steam from it. Oh dear. yeah, it produces a lot. It reduces a lot of the pollution, but you'll notice it costs more power. We were actually having power issues. I know it shows that 83 is the maximum, but we were sitting right around 72 when the microchip factory was running. But I think a lot of this is since backed up in some way. Like these are running. Well, yeah, this is maximized, so all of these are not running. So this whole setup right here is probably nearly 20 megawatts, because this right here is 10, but they require 4 teraflops each, which means that they require another 2 megawatts. And so by the time it's all said and done, you got a little bit of a problem. Ginormous amounts of stuff. Very nice, very nice. Yeah. Give you a soft clap there, bro. Nice. This is supposed to be naphtha. Yeah. Actually, I have no idea what it's supposed to be. This is sour water. Really? Was this just hooked up wrong the whole time? Oh, this is a dump. This is a dump. This stays connected. House. Applesauce. So I think we've removed all the pipe. Just about all the pipe is gone. It doesn't need to be here anymore. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's all the pipes. So the next step is not potable. The next step is going to be to remove and fix these pipes to maximize, like, you can reuse this space for something. I swear that's why it's a Jeopardy category. Let's play Super Jeopardy. This is going in, so this can go away too. So anything you see that's black or blue with these pipes, so red is the level 3. Anything that's the black, these thin ones, that's level 1, man. That's from the beginning of the game. Anything that's blue was because we needed to make sure we could actually handle our dumpage. I think this dump can actually be shut down now. There's nothing to dump. So there's nothing on this dump line. Cool. I'm just going to pause it. Well, it's gone now. There's another dump right here. Can you help? Where's United Carbide? I don't know. I don't know. There's our acid. Makes our acid. The acid's full currently. I could just remove these. Seems like a bad idea though. There's only like 400 rubber. How much rubber is here? It's just being thrown back onto this belt, which has how much? 870. In this game, like that's, I mean, it's not a tiny number, but it's enough of a number. Axis chemicals. It's everything. We run a Banana Republic here. Like that Woody Allen film. Bananas. So somehow we have to, now that we've like deleted everything here, we need to clean this up. Clean it up. Probably what should happen is at some point we should just remove all of the pipes that currently work, thread them properly, like this one should just be threaded like over and under, and then we're there, we are, we're done. But I guess at the moment there's nothing. The problem is I have to figure out what I want to do with this space. I might be able to fit a larger dock here. There is access to run something here. And I guess the question is what materials would we want to bring in on a dock module? We could get a lot of coal. Yeah, that's the other thing, is coal is probably the first thing we actually run out of. Health test. Wow. We really don't need any of the wood because we could grow it. I don't want to trade gold away. You know, considering while we're... Really? I'm not familiar enough. Location is too far. So the only way we can get to those is with the next level of ship engine. Okay. Oh, beautiful. What an example to set on Disney Plus. Where's my ship? Alright, they are leveling it. Cool. My ship has more health than their ship. My ship sprite is small. Oh. About sunk it and about took all of its weapons offline. Hopefully we get nuclear power from this. We did not. That is the end of the map in this direction. So now the ship comes back and has to be repaired. There's a few remaining research. There's a few things we have to discover still. We also need to find like better trading than what we currently have. Not enough lab equipment. I'd really like to double my research speed, but I kind of can't because there's just not enough. There's not enough electronics. So basically, 3 electronic. I have to go into these 6 purple beaker or microscopes. So we kind of can do better than what we currently have there. Ship took a lot of damage, so now that's got to be repaired. A bunch of trucks will come in to deliver repairs. Send it back out looking for something else. How are we doing here? Did we collapse the mine yet? Not quite. I think I can live with that. I could try pushing this back a little bit. Might as well. I'm being very greedy. I really want all those resources. Does it have natural disasters? No. The disasters that all the disasters are man-made. they're completely a result of your own mismanagement and planning. Those are the natural disasters in this game. They can be quite devastating. I don't think it's that kind of game. You would be quite remiss and unhappy, I feel, if I don't know. I think people would be quite upset for the style of game that this is if there were disasters. Look at that. There you go. There's your disaster. I just created a mess for them to have to mine out. Actually, no. I got some of it. I'm trying to get all this. See, these ones that are really tall, that's like 60 iron per stack. But I also don't want to, like, have all my stuff get destroyed. What's the one that has natural disasters that I can think of? Open Transport Tycoon? No. One that has a natural disaster. A lot of these builder games don't really have that anymore. It's like I think about like how they work in SimCity, and they're really not that interesting either. Like, what do they add? Is there a rock in here that's... Oh. This is the dump. That's the dump line. Yeah, I know what's in it, but I mean, like, the regular game kind of stops while the disaster happens, and then you kind of have to clean it up. Oh, you could do that in this. That's just not... How you see everything burn in this is a bit... It's more like all the maintenance runs out, all the trucks stop working, you stop feeding everybody, so you watch all the garbage pile up in the city, and they all starve, and they all get the flu. Now, I guess your disasters in this game are like there are random events that they get diseases, and if you don't have medical supplies, the diseases hurt more than like that. That is a variable. I'm trying to think of anything that's like a variable like that. Yes, cholera is actually, you can actually have cholera, yes. You can run out of fuel. I can't think of a city builder. Just something that's not SimCity that has disasters in it. Make me open up my... Alright, GOG. With the fastest game list I can find. Go to my store. Patrician 3 would have disasters, but they're like storms and raids. There's a bunch of random events that you have to mitigate. Patrician's the first one I can think of. I didn't even look at the list. Yeah, that's a newer game. I think I actually have that game, I just haven't played it. I do actually have it. I should have put tags on all of these. That would take forever. Caesar, the Caesar series definitely has things that occur. I think they just straight up disasters. You certainly can get invaded. Civ is turn-based though, but sure. Tick-based, turn-based. I start thinking more like city builders. Civ is just, to me, a 4X or a turn-based strategy. Light and Magic. Motorsport Manager. No, that's a good game. No, not Neverwinter Nights. There's a lot of turn-based strategy in here. Oh man, I was playing People's General one day. Oh, did the Free Call actually get an update? I have a really old version of that probably by now. You say rather cute, it's like actually functional, because the original game, people don't quite realize exactly how busted it is. It's really badly busted. Really, really badly busted. Free Call is amazing. Alright, so our whole factory is stopped now. Why? Because the ammonia backed up. I don't have a good solution for the ammonia problem. Wait a second. This is full, but nothing is emptying. Yeah, Free Call is really good. I think it's got 8. We'd be pretty close to just burning it, Gruff, at this point. Oh, I never connected it. Okay, well, we have to do something. So this game, basically about 50% of the pipe, it runs downhill, so the fact that it's got nothing on it explains that. Okay, we need to do something with ammonia. We just make more fertilizer. I could also just turn it into hydrogen. The problem with doing that is I now have to ship that hydrogen somewhere useful. How is the fertilizer situation actually going? Somewhere in here there was a fertilizer plant. How I did with it. Yes, here. How much fertilizer you got? Not enough, apparently. You don't have enough ammonia. Because you're not running. Okay. Wow. Well, I mean, you have some pretty... how am I getting this down here? Oops, just move it down here? I guess we do. I really don't want to do it this way. This is really good. It makes me very sad to do it this way. We're not doing it this way. Going this way. Okay. Oh dear. You're not blocking. It's very close to straight blocking it. Okay, let's not do that. Let's just do this. We're about there. I didn't fish all of these exactly correctly for my taste. Since this game's a little bit finicky about that, but it generally doesn't matter. Okay. Alright, let's try this. So this will get our diesel running again. So I see this diesel in the red. We still have a lot of diesel in there. Don't get me wrong. But even just burning a lot of the ammonia. See, this factory can only produce what? Like, where's the ammonia being? 9 ammonia sometimes. And it's only when the sour water actually hits high enough to do it. A little bit concerned there's a water backup here. We actually have more water than we could actually use. It's pretty close to needing a water dump. I refed it back into the system. But this is also not running. There's more than enough steam. So there's a lot coming in here. Once it decides to flow. Oh, that's the wrong valve. Whoops. Reconnect that. This one. There we go. And start burning some of this ammonia. So once this ammonia starts going down, the factory, this should start running again. There you go. Could always just burn it too. But I didn't balance that very well. We gotta go back over here. Does Mifflin have greenhouses? Do you have greenhouses? Is this the fertilizer? Yes. Food supply low. We're tempted to just double this. We're actually getting to the point I have to do something about this animal feed. Road. I just wanted to do exactly the same thing that this one's doing. We're all on the same side, but they're not. Even if I kind of tried to flip it, that still seems like it's not going to work very well. There's acid. We don't need to put acid in the farm. But we basically need the water. Let's get the water over there. Is the game info available on Iggy? What do you mean? Huh? What are you talking about? The game info available on Iggy People. Yeah, I've never. What are you talking about? Not enough fertilizer coming in, but should we make more? These are like, these are our 4 best producing. Oh. Wordplay is forever acceptable. Normally, the problem with these large pipes is that none of the excavators can run under them, just so we're clear. These trucks are going to be fine. It's the maximum unity. Oh dear. I better merchandise. I require my merchandising rights. Just have these two build. I don't know. It's fine. So what are they going to grow? They're going to grow corn and wheat? That's fine. These two farms working at some reasonable level will mean that I can probably shut down the other... These farms can be shut down. They just grow potatoes and vegetables and some manure. Why can't these guys go anywhere? We got coal, iron ore. Okay. They don't need to do anything. These guys are really not hitting a whole lot of the remaining iron ore. I don't know, keep trying. Be slow and deliberate there. The other iron mine is now running, so these guys don't actually need to do anything. Just gotta figure out how we're gonna fill this hole in. Because the ocean is at +2. I mean, if we were truly crazy, we could start digging all of this out and basically creating like a barrier, like a dam, and just basically Ungaro crater. Ugh. This game, I don't know what you want. Do you just want a game that plays itself and you just watch it play? I mean, people like Factorino. I think that there's a lot of things in that game that are done extremely poor. Now, like this has Iggy seal of approval. Like, there is a tutorial. It gets you the basics. You can set the game on easier so that it's far less punishing. Like, it has settings. And I don't know. I'd have to really dig. I've dug into this before, trying to brush off the best bits. A number of those reviews also probably came up prior to. It has something like 90% positive reviews or something. I wouldn't really say. The problem with the steep learning curve is it's like curve 2. No idea why I wrote golf. Oh. We were talking about free will. So, do I want to launch Factorino and complain? No. I think that's the point, is like, this game is like $20 to $30, and you will get, if you're into this type of game. So like Patrician 3 is a game that has a steep learning curve as well, despite, like, it's one of those, what's the Sprezzatura? Is that the name? Is that the word I'm trying to think of? Sprezzatura? Something like that? It is making something that is complex look very, very simple. So sometimes art is described in this fashion. Sprezzatura? Something like that. So and sort of as you build everything, like, all of the parts seem quite simple, but the complexity of this game, like, sure, I need to make a bunch of concrete slabs. Well, the problem is eventually a problem develops where you have to figure out the pathing of the trucks, they have to have access to, or you have to connect everything that this output gets used by. There's a lot of different ways to solve problems, and you have to think creatively. Whereas in like Factorino, like everything gets belted. You don't really have a lot of this automation, and then you get robots to move the stuff. So this game has like several layers of complexity that a lot of games like this don't have. You also add in the complexity that every single building, for the most part, requires workers and power. Power is still pretty much ubiquitous, unless it's a like coal fed or something. But I'm just referring to like the electricity. And but the city, they all have different demands, and as the game grows, the demands become more and more cumbersome, which then becomes an issue where, well, I needed to get chairs. They needed household goods. They just call them chairs. That had to be delivered all the way from over here, from 4 factories, 4 assemblers, because it just was the easiest way I could do it. You have to have a lot of forethought and planning, and it's the type of game that the more times you play it, the more sort of brain power, I guess, you can put towards the planning phase. You also get blueprints and stuff. So there's a lot of tools for like all the tools that you need to play the game, and there really isn't any gotchas. Like the problems are all in front of you. Like it tells you, even if you don't have them, like hospitals, you're not getting anything, and eventually that's a thing. And there's plenty of tutorial stuff, which goes through. The key thing is just like a good puzzle game. Like the more you play it, the more rewarding it can be. And you're not, unlike Factorino, where it's not just build more when you get to the next step. It's you have to build in a different way, or you have to tear down what you did because it's too inefficient, or it just was built when. No, I didn't know what I was doing. It's just that I didn't have a lot of resources, so all the pipes had to be really tight. We didn't have the higher level pipes, and all that's left now are the pipes that kind of join from the next system over. But like that's one thing that's not an issue in Factorino, is the amount of you can just take. There's always more land. In this, there's a very finite amount of land to work with, and the more you want to work with, the more land you want, you have to assign things that actually work to gain you more land. So there's a lot of long-term planning that happens in this game as well. Food is an issue. I don't know. This would probably be among the best. Like between this and Factorino, it's not even close. The only thing that Factorino has is trains. But the problem is, you put trains in this game, it defeats the whole transit problem. Is just not the same if you were to add trains. And that's sort of the thing. And then the whole thing is, anytime you're adding something in like Factorio, you just go add another train base, you build exactly the same train, it offloads something, turns into something else, and it's just a different icon, and it loads back onto the train and goes back into the system. Okay. Make room for... Really? I mean, there's times like... The only time I remember like really rebuilding stuff in Factorio is... So you do like the initial build, and you have to do a lot of the stuff by hand, or like whatever. We play with Bob's Angels mods and everything, so... But there is a point where you have to kind of rip a whole bunch of the stuff up as you get the transit stuff, but I mean more like all you're replacing it with is just kind of like nicer belts and stuff. In this game, like, it's not just an upgraded building. It's an entirely different system that needs to happen. So like we needed... Chairs is a bad example. Where's a good example? Factorio's cleaned up a lot of the UI too. I kind of got annoyed when we play with a lot of mods, and they basically they made a bunch of patches, and they basically made all the mods stop working over like very silly dev things. But they also cleaned up the product a lot too, so don't blame too much for that. But so basically, this whole layout, I'm trying to think of one that's really... yeah, maintenance is a good one. Is it? I'm trying to think of one that isn't also a Factorio problem, because some of these are just still you build more. But it's more like I gotta get stuff places. Look at this guy trying to get through. Like this is not a... Oh, it's been a long time. Like the third dimension in in Captain of Industry is a very big deal too, because you don't have to deal with like these bridges have to exist if you want excavators of any type to be able to traverse your world. So one part of your planning is you can't just throw down the belt and walk over it, right? You have to actually think about having some kind of pathways through. You can kind of keep those open and then run the pipes and stuff. You can actually bury the pipes underground in this. Not recommended because to me the demolish tool is very easy to catch everything, but if you don't delete like this, then I guess it's not a problem. But also don't dig near it because you're breaking. What's a good one? I still like Factorio. I'm just trying to find comparisons because everyone's like, why do you like this game so much more than Factorio? And it's more like, so you don't just get like an upgraded furnace. The other thing that happens is so as the game evolves, you get recyclables. And recyclables require, you can do what they call sushi belts, which I don't quite understand. But anywho, you only have 3 inputs for this Blast Furnace 2. Blast Furnace 1 can do it too, which only has 2 inputs. But either way, I think it only has 2 inputs. Either way, the you have to kind of mix it, and we have to put in belt balancers and stuff, which you don't have at the beginning of the game with System of Factorio. There's certain things you don't have, but you can prioritize which recipe to use, and we go all the way back. So you don't have recycling centers at the beginning, and as the game progresses, you probably want to use recyclables. You could not. That'd probably be like challenge mode. That's how like my first island went, and it was fine. It's just that I used up a lot of resources. But so basically, recycling comes out of your labs, and it comes out of the maintenance, and it's based upon maintenance and labs. All of the buildings you have use up maintenance, and some factor of that, all the buildings that use iron, basically the percentage of iron being used that ultimately spits out of that maintenance building is what ultimately ends up here. 90% recycling efficiency means that of every 100 iron that gets produced, I can get 90% of it back in recyclables that can then go back in and basically prevent me from just chunking this mine as fast. Now I have to pay Unity, and I can spend that around, but I currently have it spent on increasing. I have an edict that increases our recycling significantly. But yeah, I mean, I mean, I guess here's one of the problems that I guess is the best way to explain it. Over time, your island only has a finite amount of resources, whereas in Factorio, you just continuously go out, and the resources get larger and larger and larger. Many people play without the biters, or just the biters really aren't that much of a problem once you know how to deal with them, and they kind of are more of an annoyance and just kind of get in the way. In this game, eventually there's different islands, and there's going to be a map editor so people can make like Chile and have like all these weird layouts and different challenges with other things I talked about. But once we run out of this iron, we run out of this coal, the only option for us to get more stuff is from the world. And this is something that kind of adds a layer of complexity, right? So one of the first things you'll discover is, well, you can get oil from here, because the island doesn't have enough oil. And then the other thing is, these also run out. So all of the reserves here can run out. And also, we should probably go fight something. My ship still isn't repaired? Oh dear. What are we missing? Oh, gears. I don't have a gear output. Anywho. Yeah, so you also run into these towns. The first couple you run into just have quick trades, which there's a little trading dock for it. You can trade... you know, 80 wood for a bunch of iron scrap, or yeah, so you can make these trades. That's not enough for, you know, at the end game scenario stuff. So you get later islands you discover have contracts you can sign up for, and I'll show you the game has them all compiled into one menu. So as you find more, they'll show up. But basically, you choose how many modules of ship, and this is based on the cargo docks, because there are 4 cargo docks, 2, 4, 6, and 8 module docks. Here's a 4. Here's a 6. But ultimately, these are infinite. But you'll also notice that, for instance, it takes 360 cement. I send that off, and they send me 1,548 coal. This is based on the difficulty level. So the higher difficulty you set for this type, there's like the difficulty settings can be like universal, but there's a specific one for like the trade ratios. This is going to cost me 1,080 limestone, which is also a finite resource, and 360 fuel gas, which is probably less so. These are all just slightly profitable, and you have to determine what you need based on what resources your island has. And each of the islands that are currently included in the game have different resource challenges to figure out. In fact, one of the first challenges you have to solve in the game for each island is you have to get enough excavators and enough time for them to not be mining other things to keep your island running, to build ramps to access the different levels of terrain, because you can only go over a dy/dx of 1 slope. That all vehicles can only navigate a slope of 1. If it's uneven, they'll complain or fall down. So there's a lot of challenges with that. You also have the challenges with that you only have so much space, and as the game progresses, the space issue becomes not just rebuilding, but also, well, this mine, I wanted to make sure like the first time people play, they probably just chunk into this mine and then start building all the way out here, and then completely run out of space at the step that I'm in. I haven't been too, well, I mean, I also didn't want to waste all these resources, and I didn't have a place to store all of them, just because, you know, there's a lot of these other spots I couldn't just flatten all this, because ideally you just want to have, you know, like SimCity go for 1 million or whatever, you want to just flatten everything. But there's a lot of different, like in this one you have to, like if you want to not just burn the carbon dioxide in the air or throw it back into the air, you have to have it in a, what is it called, a scrubber? What is it called? Pump? Is it a pump? Not exhaust scrubber. Gas injection pump. Gas injection pump can only be placed where there's enough limestone. So you like Factorio, a lot of the problems you can put all the buildings together, right? Whereas in this, there's a lot of times where you have to make a decision as to where it's optimal to put the building, because ultimately its output needs to end up in the city, or the food, you know, in this case I decided, because I had the landmass, because it can only go on dirt, and also I kind of wanted to neat up all the bread making and any of these other side businesses, like the animal feed that I haven't done anything with yet. I kind of wanted to put them all together, where at the beginning of the game you just kind of, you know, you throw down farms so people don't starve. But now I don't have, like, the really big difference in this game is you're only allowed so many vehicles, and you want to minimize how much pathing. Like if you've played Caesar 3 or something, there's a big care about making sure that your walkers are making reasonably optimal paths to, like, make sure that there's like barber coverage and tax coverage of the buildings, otherwise they all rot and they all leave mad. In this, if your logistical system is too taxed, everything just kind of stops. Whereas in Factorio, and that can cause it, like, this game has societal collapse. Like Factorio, like anytime something goes wrong, the whole thing just stops, right? And then you can just fix it. But in this, you can actually reach a point where you actually lose the game. So when Quexum was asking about like disasters and stuff, I'm like, you're basically always trying to avoid and prepare for when something goes horrifically wrong and one of these resources goes to 0 or very near so, and you're like, well, what do I do? Because I've got, you know, I have no maintenance left. None of my vehicles are moving. I only have a certain amount of unity to give them like a temporary boost so they can ignore that. Or I just have to wait for them to kind of struggle around. Hopefully we don't run out of gas or something in the meantime. So I don't know. They're both good games. It's just that, I mean, if I only could pick one, I mean, Captain of Industry is now just so much better. I've also played enough of Factorio. It's just that I didn't find that continuing to play it it didn't reward me too much. Like, the most fun I can have with that now is like Super Zelda Metroid Randomizer, with the multi-world and Factorino, and the rule is you can't pause. Factorino has biters. You can't pause Factorino. And I have a bunch of blueprints and stuff. And it's just the tedium. That's the other thing that's a big difference, is that, yeah, this game's complex, but like I can actually think about the problems as they're happening, as opposed to like just being in dopamine, you know, just build everything mode and just, you know, just kind of go to your corner and just grind on something. This game's less grinding and more thinking about what you need to do and letting them do it. Whereas, yeah, like I still don't understand why Factorio thought it was a good idea to have, like, Dyson Sphere program also has this problem where you have an avatar on the game, right? So what purpose does the avatar actually serve in Factorio? That's just an open question, because I honestly don't know. I don't understand what moving around does. Yeah, okay, there's biters, but what do people play the game for? They just play it to build, and they a lot of times avoid the biters. So if we take the biters out, why does there need to be an avatar? Why can't I just move around with WotC? Or, you know, why can't I zoom out more just to see what I'm working on? It's just a lot of the inefficiencies in the game that are built into your view makes it cumbersome. Whereas in this, I can always look at the big picture, and I can always quickly, whenever there's an issue, I don't have to like spend like, I understand it's a multiplayer game and that kind of stuff, but I don't know. All I dealt with with the multiplayer in that game was laggy, and everything would catch up, and it'd be really cumbersome to play at a multiplayer server. One of the mods that I thought made the game way more playable was, I think it was called Blue Mod or AI Build or something. So basically, anytime I put down a blueprint, I just make little blueprints of stuff that I would commonly build. Because like, why would I want to click like 40 times to like put the belt down? Like, there's a usability concept in it that just kind of is really rough. And then they did add like a lot of the copy and paste stuff, but they still didn't make it that stuff doesn't instantly build. You need to have the construction robots, and I'm like, well, like when you play like really big bases and stuff, that causes a lot of issues, because now there's more stuff flying around, things get laggy, and then you're also like, if you walk away just enough, it leaves like one power pole not up there or something, and it's cool, but at the same time, that I've played a lot of old games from the 90s that have a lot of people complain about their UI and stuff, but like Patrician, like, there's always sort of a line that's drawn between like what is the like the layer of your personal involvement and how all the clicks and stuff you have to do. So, you know, like a SimCity game, like you don't have to, you just zone it, and then they come and build houses. In Factorio, you have to go in and build each individual house, and they all have to be facing the correct direction with the correct thing, and then you have to hope that your blueprint doesn't have some little dangling chatter because this layout's slightly different. You have to go in and change the little thing. It's just, there never really is a part where you can kind of relax a little bit, and then it's just a lot of regurgitation of the same thing. Whereas in this, even if I have to rebuild something, or if I have to build something different for sizing, like the reasons are actually interesting for why I'm having to rebuild something by hand. It's because I have to fit it into this, or, you know, or I have a new one, so I have to kind of fix the belts, and then once I have kind of what I want, I can just copy and paste it. It just feels a lot more fluid. Also, like, this just looks really cool. But I will say, when I had like 10,000 solar panels in a row, that was kind of cool. It was just forever solar panels. We'd ride the train, and the solar panels would just keep on going. It was fun hitting biters in the train too. Ridley and I would. So one thing we would do is just run a train in circles. So if the biters got stuck, they just get crushed by the. And any biters that wouldn't get finished, they just get rammed by the train. It's that simple. Trains had way too much health. Because they should. I mean, it's just a biter. Have we produced anything at this yet? All this talking I've been doing? Oh goodness, we're going to have nearly 100 corn. We're going to have more corn than I know what to do with. Yes, we have a lot of wheat now too. Okay, so now because of the wheat, we probably have to expand this. I have to figure out where to put the animal feed. Animal feed probably goes over here now. Here? No one's filled this in yet. Oh, that's why. Please fill this in. Yeah, fill me in. That's good. Okay, so what exactly am I trying to do here? Well, I don't want this to back up, because if this backs up, that's really bad. So we always have to be able to use up all that there is here. It may just be that we move this output over here. I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to move this over here. Here. Because then that will allow me to... It's going to deliver it this way, maybe? I don't know. Please empty you. I don't have the exact number, but I just know that if this continues to produce, like, you know, at some point we're going to get like 400 wheat. I can't imagine this not filling up. So we need to have more bread, wonder breadness happening. It's going to go faster if I just put this in, right? Fine. Dump this, then I'm going to put in the second bread thing. Lol. Good. Good, good, good. Move it all. Alright, good. All done. No more money. I knew when I built this, I was like, we're gonna need more bread maker. Totally was happening this whole time. Alright. Yeah, you're not gonna let me in. Really? Water needs to get in. That is one thing that has to happen. Okay. This. And then however the animal feed gets out of here. It doesn't is probably the correct answer because this is no good. No good. We gotta move it over. It's unconnected. What else goes in? It's just connected to the right spot, right? Yes. Sure. I'll live. I have to make sure the water's connected to add the bread. As long as stuff goes in, bread comes out, we're happy. But as you can see, the wheat is now blocking. I don't want the people to starve because they can't You get the bread through. It is in. I mean, honestly, would like another. Keep making it. A tertiary bread maker may actually be a good decision here. And also make cake. Cake, not a lie in this game. Okay. Okay, that works. I can work with that. A bit dorky, but it doesn't means I don't have to change any of this right now. No available designations. Oh. Yeah, there'd be no available designations. Keep going this way though. It's gonna cave in. No. Oh, what are we doing over here? Is this running? Just needs. So we can get a chicken farm and use the animal feed on that. Man, cake seems like an impossible dream. Arc furnace seemed like an impossible dream too. Oh yeah, we still don't have a output for the gears. So they never, is it on this one? That's electronics. This one, it's this one. Okay, so without having any gears, what I am going to do here, though, is just connect the end of this line with a box, just so that there's just mechanical gears. This will assure that the ship gets repaired, you know, sometime in the future, ever. Sometime. Alright, now our ship will repair. Yeah, we can't get the stuff off the ship because I will delete the chlorine. Because there's like nowhere to store any of this. Like if I were to add, might as well let's just try to clear that out. Recyclables are, let's just do this. We have the space, so we might as well. Always delete it later and get our money back. Hello? All I want to do is connect to this. Oh, it's elevated. Whoops. Cool. Alright, that should have something. Hey, ship was repaired. There's an oil rig. I kind of want the quartz mine because at some point, I mean, we just need to clear out everything that's here. I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but like we're gonna end up going to everything. Alright, cool. So they took everything that was there. The crude oil. I don't think that yeah, there's no space here. If I were to do this, it probably gets the crude oil off of that. If I had a larger store for the yellow, I don't think we can actually physically get there. That's part of the issue. Oh, it's just very full. No, they can get there. Totally get there. Those only backed up because I deleted a bunch of stuff. Gold doesn't have a place. Oh. This all backed up. We have so much gold right now. It probably also has to do with why it backed up. Here's one of the harder combats. Oh wow, he's got guns as big as mine. We could lose. I think we got it, but we almost lost. We didn't get what we needed. Still, I'm looking for wherever nuclear power is. Sometimes those have text behind them, but not there. You're too slow. Alright, have we exhausted? Yes, the wheat. The wheat is no longer backing up. I'm gonna have to really think about what I want to do with arc furnace. With this mine closing, it makes me want to try to put something over here. I mean, I really don't need a footprint larger than I already have, though. So, and also we don't have servers, so we have to get the servers up. There's a bunch of stuff we have to get up before. Percentage are we at? 94, almost there. Alright, we're repaired. Go back out. Another cargo ship out there. Yeah, I guess I kind of want to see this settlement. Yeah, show me the settlement. Oh, welcome back. Go for a little bit more here. I woke up way too early and now I'm getting tired. You know I need a kidney though, so like that's part and parcel with the whole thing. wake up, have energy for a few hours, and now I don't have any. There you go. Anytime this pops up that there's like no mining designations and then it goes away, that's these guys getting they get a tiny little scrap to pick up, and then it gets thrown. Where's this guy going? I have no idea where this guy's going. Let's see what's in this settlement. Ooh, there's more stuff behind it. Whoa, we could just trade 4 microchips. Huh. Huh. I don't think I want to go sulfur for sludge. Diesel for gold may actually be a thing. That's probably the most important thing here. So you have to donate stuff to upgrade. There's so much cargo here, it's going to be just done anyways. I'm just going to upgrade that immediately so I have access to it, because it's probably going to get used. It will get used. I do wish you could, like, upgrade multiple levels at once, but it doesn't matter so much when you're, like, once the bow at... Oh, we got arc furnace. We need a data center, though, before we can just use a million of them. We require how many? 4 teraflops apiece. Yeah, so we really need the data center done. So now we can start prepping for data center. It requires maintenance 3, which is a bit scary. But really what has to happen is we have to get these servers built. We need a lot of servers. We need like 75 of them or something. So once we have a ton of servers, well, we could actually exchange a lot of our gold haul, yeah, to just straight turn them into microchips so that we can kind of boost past that. Because basically, the server room is a replacement for these mainframes, these ENIACs over here. These give 8, but the other thing gives just way more. We have to give it chilled water and some other stuff, and obviously maintenance, but just we can start turning all of these well, we don't want to turn all of them necessarily. Like this, I think, is the best assembler you ever get that isn't a robotic one, which carries higher. You get double, I can get double the output for almost no people, but now it requires these teraflop things, and power and yellow maintenance, which is expensive. Donate again. What am I waiting on? Waiting on fuel? Must be waiting on fuel. Nope, I just didn't hit grab cargo. Neither of these are, that's fuel gas. Like, one of those is diesel, we really don't need that. The other thing you gain is you can adopt more. There's more population you can add to your population from these settlements when you upgrade them. How much gold actually goes into a microchip? A fair question. 4 to 1 is a really poor ratio, right? Eight gold to 8 yeah. So sacrifice. Yeah, that's a pretty bad trade. The only reason we'd use it is to, like, the initial slam to boost the, to get the server started. Because we're burning a lot of other resources inefficiently in lieu of that. But it's unlocked, so that's good. It's just all of this D&B, or... That's better.
Select. Select.
Alright, well, we found the quartz mine. Wow, there's a lot of enemies here. Pirates.
Select.
Oh, it needs to be repaired. We're adding a fuel tank to the ship. Alright, we got our extra fuel tank. Let's go. Man, this is really far away from our island. I wonder if I can explore both in the same run. Kind of looks like it's possible. Nope, can't do it. Settlement discovered. Don't have enough fuel to do anything else. You can trade gold for uranium. Why would I ever want to do this? Probably food packs for uranium. I mean, this is a late game power solution, isn't it? Neat. Food pack is it like fruits, vegetables, and let's look at what it is. Usually I can just do it that way. Right click doesn't always get me what I want. Food pack is meat, bread, and snacks. That's actually pretty achievable because you also can do it with egg and snack. Snack I think requires, yeah, snack's kind of a mess. But like we have salt, we have plastic. Cooking oil I think is soybean, yeah. Canola's better. That's not terrifically bad. All right. This needs fuel. Or smart, I would have just already connected my... Oh dear, we're out of diesel. Uh-oh. That's bad. Why are we out of diesel? What is stopping that is causing the deal to not be produced? Is it just because I keep sending the ship out? This is bad. This goes down, we're in a lot of trouble, so I guess the next step is... There's so much here though. I think we just need to produce more. There's enough already built into all the side products to just have another one of these running. We also could just drain the naphtha and yeah, that's what needs to happen. The overage, the excess naphtha here needs to be turned into something, same as the fuel gas, like some kind of balancer or something. We'll figure something out. But yeah, we're running out of fuel, so I'm gonna stop there. I need to rest. I'm tired. Is McFly playing? Oh, it's like Final Fantasy.